We turn our attention now to the U.S. prison system, where inmates are graying or, as you know, getting older behind bars. According to the National Library of Medicine, more than half of inmates behind bars will develop dementia in just a few short years. By 2030, what kind of issues could this cause? Joining us to talk about it, gang expert Reginald OG1 Gordon. Glad to have you here on The Factor. And we know dealing with dementia, dealing with Alzheimer's, all under that umbrella, that is a nightmare for the average person who's in the free world. Imagine what it will be like if you have a prison system full of individuals who may have dementia, not know what's going on, get combative with security officers. Those officers with a knee-jerk reaction will harm or could harm those individuals. It could become a nightmare.
You know, and I say that to say this here. You know, we know what's going on directly from our jails, that our Harris County Jail is the biggest mental institution in the world, in Texas here. So we know that these particular individuals that's going to be moved around and moved out, even with their mental health issues not being solved at the Harris County Jail level, once you put them in inmate population up under more extreme stress, not only is it affecting the inmates, it's affecting the guards. If you know, in Texas alone, one of the biggest problems in the Texas prison system is the prison guard shortage, because a lot of the guards are getting PTSD from just being in the environment around those kind of inmates that's not getting the medical treatment that they need. Yes, they're going to age in an institution that's covered with stress, depression, trauma. So yes, it's really affecting not only the inmates, it's affecting the guards too.
Have you heard of any programs around the country where they're prepared, or any prison institutions around the country that may be preparing for this?
Well, you know, one thing I know about prison institution, I know that Norway have been on the front line. Norway have given the blueprint to the United States on how to solve the problem. Somehow we just don't want to solve the problem. We want to keep rehabilitating, keep recycling a system that we know is broke.
Really quick, tell us what they're doing in Norway that you admire and you think would work here.
In Norway, you regardless of what crime you got, but if you got a murder case or a capital murder case, you don't do no more than 20 years or 30 years, but they bring you up every time you come up every 5 years to reevaluate that person, to see where they at in their education, in their recovery, or in their rehabilitation. So they humanize the person instead of dehumanizing the people. And we have to get back to humanizing people and get working with the bottom line and the root cause of the problem why people go to prison. So therefore, until we start dealing with that and stop using people as human labor for free labor, we're going to keep getting these problems, and we ain't going to solve them because they're not wanting to be solved.
And what do you think the prison system will look like in the future if its population continue to gray at the average? And what we heard in this study is people age quicker, sooner behind bars than they do in the free world because of essentially their captivity.
Well, you know, it's hard for me to agree. Sometimes I can agree on that somehow, but I'm going to disagree on that on another way. If I do 19 years and 9 months, come out looking younger than a lot of the people that's out here. So I know that. So prison sometimes serves a lot of, saves a lot of people youthness behind bars if they know how to not stress behind bars. But definitely it does a lot of stress on other people in there, and it takes roles on, like I said, the guards and the elderly ones that don't know how to take care of themselves in there. So prison can be a detriment to a lot of people if you get in there and stretch yourself out to the point to where it's putting people in there with, dementia, high blood pressure, bipolar. Some of these things are really taking deep effect.
And as those issues come forward, we will see an increase in the amount to maintain the prison system as well. Because you have to have more doctors, you have to have more medications. Reginald OG, thank you for joining us here on The Factor.
Thank you,